Hello. So, this is more or less. I don't know why the music stops. But this is more or less the first stream on the channel. And it's gonna be pretty trippy since more or less may have a little experience with streaming and all, but it's been a while, and yeah. But I wanted to try something new, and decided this is more or less the best way to do it. And yeah, so if you don't know already, Zuegemo, and yeah, pretty much seeing what happens, seeing and trying some new different things. Don't know if the audio is fine or if the music's louder than me. I don't even know if well, if anything's synced up correctly. But I guess just wanted to try talking, and don't know if that would necessarily go well, since usually I'm not one to talk about a lot of things. However, giving it a try is probably still counts at least, and maybe doing this consistently, I'll probably get out of the shell of sorts. Although, I guess the first question that comes to mind is, at least for me, would be, what do you even talk about when you're doing these sorts of just chatting, right? And I guess we could just start with what exactly is this channel, I suppose. Hopefully that's the right angle. And I guess for now it's just uploading, you know, some anime content here and there. And I do have some pretty much plans here and there, but they are taking a bit longer than I thought while getting them in the works. So that's more or less why I decided streaming would be a good addition while I'm not exactly posting consistently. And yeah, and while just chatting would be a nice thing, also want to put in some other things as well, like doing some art on stream. I'm not good at it by any means, but it would be better to do something and to also learn something, and maybe turn it into some content as well. And I was thinking maybe something like puzzles as well, but we'll see about that. But I mean, it could be a good one as well. For example, Rubik's Cube or puzzles, and then I'll just show them just trying to solve it on my desk. Although I've never solved a Rubik's Cube before, so that's gonna be fun. Neither have I. Well, I have done puzzles, but I never completed them out of the fact that, well, while I was younger, I would just get bored of them. So, yeah. But maybe it's a different experience when you're older, right? Since you skipped out on some fun things, maybe. But this is probably a good time to do so now, to see what's more or less there. Trying new things is more or less me nowadays, since otherwise I probably wouldn't be doing this. So I'm more or less just speaking into an echo chamber, but it's still probably good to, you know, keep a conversation going, whether someone's here or not. And well, I'll try my best. I'll try not to stutter too much or go all silent. And I guess the next thing I wanted to talk about was, well, okay, I guess how much times I'll be streaming. I think that's the other question I'll go into, even though I have like how many other questions, but I don't know how to really formulate them. But I guess when it comes to, you know, streaming, how long it'll be and all, for today, it'll probably end up being short since I put most of the time into setup. But I'll probably put out a schedule here and there, like maybe a week or two. Well, I'll still stream for this week. However, while streaming, I do have a set time, but I'm just testing the set time before I officially put the time in. So it's more or less about seeing what works, but so far I'm thinking literally back to back. I think Wednesdays to Saturdays, and then the rest of the days are basically you know, other days where I either work on content or other things personal. So I guess with that out the way, I don't know, or let me go back to that topic. I don't know how long they'll be just yet. Don't know how long this will be, but probably fairly short. And yeah, I think that's everything covered there. Don't think there's anything else for me to say on that one. But I guess when it comes to content right now, it's been 2 months since I've uploaded anything, right? So what's the next video? Where's this channel heading? Honestly, the next video might not be the next video. And what I mean by that is that it is so not ready. I'm kind of taking way too much time. And I guess the only trouble I'm having right now, which I didn't have that much trouble with the other videos that I've uploaded before, was I think more or less when I'm doing commentaries on the anime videos is that, let's say Timon and Kurana, I'm more or less just, you know, going through the game and follow things as they go. However, you know, it's kind of very different when it comes to, or at least it feels very different, because this video I'm doing now is basically not the whole entire series, but it's essentially more or less going over original video animations of a series, and I think I've formulated it in a way where it's very contextual, if that's the right word. So I have to more or less figure out how I'm gonna make it make sense visually and audio wise. So yeah, also I don't know why the music is skipping like this and all. Suppose I'll sort that out for next time if I can. But yeah, so the video is, well, it's long as well. Not too long, as I exaggerated it while recording it. Because I think the video will amount to around 15 to 20 minutes. Usually I don't want to do videos that long because I don't know if uh if well it's more or less the fact that do you really want to watch a video for a full-on straight 20 minutes? But you know, still gonna do it anyways because don't really want to skip out on any details that come to mind, more or less. So yeah, I think I might just go with another video idea in the meantime, or just keep streaming, which is, well, what we're doing here now, I guess. But yeah, I don't really have more or less anything else in the works, but if I do, it's probably gonna be way more shorter, or hopefully, because I'm taking a lot of time for this video. Now, I guess the next thing to talk about is why am I gonna do art, I suppose. And I suppose it's a skill I wanted to learn for a while, right? And I don't have any experience in it, other than doing a little drawing for a few months, I think, like at the start of 2024. And yeah, I don't know if the drawings are necessarily that good. Don't know if well, I would show them, but I don't know. They since they look too faded out, I would probably have to like pen them if I were to put them on a camera, or maybe I would show an image, but I'm not too sure. But I still want to try more or less doing it right, but this time digitally, since I actually bought a tablet. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a learning experience. I think I've already, well, found a few tutorials, but I still probably have to see if it would help me or not. But I don't know, we'll see where the wind goes, right? Though, I guess when it comes to what I mentioned about puzzles and Rubik's Cubes, comes as off a bit random, right? But it's also, I guess, you know, to break the ice with activity, I guess. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing games on stream. And I don't know how well I would turn out just doing a whole stream of art, especially if I would do longer streams, for example. But yeah, I'll figure something out that would probably maybe be fun to do. But yeah, I think that's more or less it when it comes to about content, I suppose. Don't know about anything else though. I mean, which is why I say I'm not really particularly good at talking. Which is strange, because usually when I'm in the bathroom, I have a lot of thoughts, right? But sitting here now, I'm just like a bit clear-minded, a little nervous, sure, but you know, just brushes off anyway, hopefully. And it's probably not the most interesting thing in the world to be talking about, but you know, I guess it's gotta start from somewhere, even if it's usually not too much. But honestly, I'm just giving things a try, and yeah, see where the future of the channel goes so far. Which honestly, I don't know how to feel really, because from the little of what I did, 5 videos I think, no, 4 videos and a short, I feel like it's more than I expected. Or maybe I just didn't have expectations at all. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But time will tell, I suppose. And still liking it though, because, you know, at least it's something. And yeah. So I guess the next thing as to talking about setting up, I was thinking of doing an art stream this very moment, but I was like, I'll cut back on that. Maybe next time, since I really do want to try just chatting and seeing how it turns out, and I guess make it a regular part, a beginning regular part of the stream. Maybe it's therapeutic in a way as well. And I mean, I guess it is, or it could be, if you're just like lost into it, but I mean, it's very strange not having any thoughts like to talk about, but I know as soon as I turn off the stream, I'm just gonna literally be lost in my thoughts about things. And the kind of thoughts I have are literally just like, I'm not gonna say philosophical, but I'm always like kind of thinking a bit too much, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I can go blank thoughts on stream, why not? But yeah, talking about the setting up, I more or less had to, well, since I was gonna do the art stream, I had I don't know what you call it. It's not a GoPro. We'll just call it a stand for now. But I'm looking at it right now, and the idea was to basically have another what would it be? Display? I suppose display is the right word. Another display here, and you know, just record myself doing art and a visual view of the tablet where I'm drawing. Don't know if I just repeated what's there, but hopefully not. And if I did, let's forget about that. And I guess when it comes to how the puzzles would be recorded, would be or displayed, right? Since I would be streaming that as well. Is I guess I would clear off this desk that I have here. I mean, I'm hoping it's big enough. If not, I do have another table. However, setting that up will be even longer. But, you know, I'll still do it anyhow. But it would also mean I would see if I do it at the start or the end of the stream, since I don't know if it would be good for a stream where the streamer, quote unquote, is gone for a moment of time, but you know what? I could just take my pace for now, I guess, so it's fine. Oh yeah. So speaking about doing art and puzzles, also forgot I want to learn Japanese as well. Nihongo. Forgot about that. Now, when it comes to that, I still haven't like, you know, planned out how am I gonna do that because I could just be like, you know what, let's do it like art and puzzles. It's more or less easy. Just start drawing or just start putting things together. With Japanese, though, I feel like I need to find a balance between, or at least have a focus on how to make it interesting to watch, I guess. Since, at least when it comes to mine now, if, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Seeing a person, you know, doing a few squiggly lines, you know, that's. I feel like that would be okay to watch, like, you know, a chill experience. But in comparison to what would it be? Japanese? Um, I kind of don't have like materials together first, and then second, how would it look if I was just looking at like an image on the screen or text on the screen, repeating back certain words, trying to pronounce them, but also at the same time trying to make sense of them. It's still hard to wrap my mind around it on how to make it an interest, but you know, I'll just try and figure that out. But I do want to make it a part of the streams. So yeah, hopefully my mic audio is fine. I don't know if I'm too loud or too quiet. Um, yeah, and if I'm making like certain sounds with, like, I don't know, my chair or uh, my mouth, unfortunately, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to sit through that because I have tried to tune the settings for that and I cannot get it out. So it's just gonna be there, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I guess for now I'll just make the stream like you know, an hour long just to get a feel of things, and if it happens to go past that, then I don't mind. It's just more about, you know, talking, I guess. And like I said, trying things new, right? But it's definitely something because I did not see myself doing this. Well, of course, I saw myself doing this yesterday. In fact, I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I was like, I don't think I have the time. Which is why I really have to plan out my days and all that. But yeah, I think this trying this out would have been unheard of like a year ago. So I guess one could say what led it up to this point, I suppose. And I'm not gonna get too much into it, but it's more or less about, I guess, when I did used to stream or whatever past, let's say, what would you call it, accounts or quote-unquote identities and all that stuff. I'll say the first one was about, you know, me discovering it, right? Which was fairly very young, so I'd just literally post anything. Then the second account became very focused on a different circle, and then I guess I'm just not really into that circle anymore, more or less because to me, I feel like it's either I wouldn't say done all I can, but it's more like I'm done with it now, I guess. And I say I guess because who knows, it could be a habit where I could just go right back in. But no, I think I'm done with the certain circle where I was in, because I guess what caused me to just not do it was more or less the fact that I guess it's fun in the moment, right? But as soon as I'm not in that moment, it's very hard to get back into it. And I guess I start overthinking about, oh, will this even be fun for me anymore and all that stuff. And you know, I met some good people in that circle, and yeah, it was nice. And now I'm more or less trying new things out here, and I think it was around either the end of 2023 or beginning of 2024. I suddenly start feeling like, you know what? I kind of want to change a lot of things. I guess I would say about my life in general. And that was hobbies first, I think. And I mean, I don't think I've had any sort of hobbies before, and that sounds bad, but I mean, sure, gaming is. I don't know if gaming's seen as a hobby, but that was the more or less, you know, the only thing I did in my own time or in my past accounts. So I thought, you know, let's get some hobbies, and not out of nowhere either. It's more like I definitely want to try out art, and I guess what kind of art? Yes, anime. I know. Big surprise, right? Big surprise. But yeah, I'm still trying to wonder if I could show the drawings on stream, but like I said, you probably wouldn't be seeing too much. And I've also drawn a few things that I would probably have to be careful with the pages. But I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, and then I don't know. After gaining those hobbies, I feel like, you know, it's been nice. I don't know what to call it. It's been an experience where, sure, I may not know how to do it accurately, but while doing it, it's been I'm gonna be showing how illiterate or not a lot of vocabulary I've got, but it's been very calm when doing them. Now I will admit I haven't been doing the art for 2 months now, which is also the same time frame I've not been doing, or I guess, yeah, I haven't been doing videos, right, for 2 months, but I do have one that's still in the works for about 2 months, and that is bad. But yeah, I guess 1 month I decided to just take a break from everything, and then the second month things kind of got busy personally, So more or less trying to pick up the pieces, you know, try to get back into things and see just how long it takes me. Hopefully, I knock off the rust because I don't want to take forever because otherwise nothing will get done. Things honestly need to get done. So yeah, that's where it's at. And I guess that's one thing that's I should probably be, you know, upcoming, upfront. Yeah, I think upfront's the right word. Upfront about is I am not a consistent person by any means. So yeah, it's definitely something with me when it comes to timing and consistency, which I always nowadays I'm trying to. As in nowadays, I mean like you know, this year I guess I'm trying to change in certain things. For example, when practicing art, I did it for 90 days straight, like literally every day. I don't think I'll be doing that again, like literally doing it in a row. But I could definitely make a cool video from it, I think. But not just that, but also I guess in transitioning to digital, right? And I guess it depends, very really. Since, you know, I still have all my focus on the current video, so I don't really have, I guess the word is the vision just yet, since, pardon me, all my attention and focus is just solely on this one video. And that is really bad. Since I think I only got through 2 minutes of the video because I'm still trying to focus on what's good visually for context. And for some reason I'm just having a lot of trouble with that. But you know, just gotta try. Now, I guess when it comes to like streaming stuff, right? Like, I'm pretty bare bones at the moment. Literally, the music is bare bones. But you know, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to the music, though, I might just leave it at that because it's actually kind of chill. So I don't know if I would change the music to anything else. So I'd say it's fine. I like the vibes of this one. Don't know how many people use it, but if I like it, I guess it doesn't matter. And ooh, what else? Yeah, so I guess with like alerts or chats, things like that, I probably have to like, you know, start doing. Which, one step at a time, one step at a time. Sure, that's fine. But yeah, everything's more or less on a smooth sailing, I guess, when starting the whole streaming thing. And I feel like it's gonna be a nice addition to have every now and then. But yeah, I guess I don't really have anything to talk about, which, you know, something I try to avoid. I don't know if the music just skipped just then, but yeah, that's something I usually try to avoid. Because let's say for like friend groups, for example, I think usually I'm the one who just listens. I'll talk, like, you know, I'll talk every now and then of my own accord, but usually a I find myself only talking when spoken to, I suppose. And I don't know what that says about me since um, I'm talking here now, right? So, uh, well, I guess if it's not stressed enough or pointed out, I guess, yeah, pointed out's the great word. That, yeah, guess I am introverted to an extent, but I feel like I can be an extrovert too, but not like an extreme, and not like an extreme extrovert because, um, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely different energies to. I don't think extrovertism is a is a word, is it? But um, yeah, and I think the right word to balance that out is ambivert. Ambivert? I searched it one time years ago, but I feel like I could be on that line because it's not like I'm just like, okay, how do I describe this? Sometimes I literally feel like, you know what, I got this conversation. I feel like I can, you know, follow along and, you know, not feel too nervous or anything. And not like massively in anxiety or anything. But I do still feel that at times at a very high level. But not all the time. But I don't know how to, I guess, more or less describe that because I guess it only happens. I say it happen. I was gonna say it happens when I meet new people, but that's also not true either. For some reason, it does and doesn't happen when I meet new people. So, I don't know. Sometimes I could just be like in a conversation with someone who I don't know, and it's all fine. But other times, I seem to just get anxiety randomly, and I don't know what triggers that. And, you know, I feel like I'm a little adaptable to just shake off the feeling and just, you know, just keep punching on through. It's usually what I do, I think. And yeah, I guess when it comes to that's when it comes to it, that's an extrovert side, maybe, hopefully, or it's not like I'm trying super hard to speak or talk, I guess, but I definitely think it's important to, like, you know, at least not feel pressure. Yeah, not feel pressure if you're ever gonna find yourself in a talking space, so that, you know, it doesn't really affect you that much when you're in that position. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like I'm fairly okay with interacting with people, but yeah, I guess that's about it. And yeah, so I guess the next thing I would like to talk about is, which I don't know where I'm going with this either, is social medias, I guess. Because sure, no, I was thinking sure, I've been on them for years. However, because with the past accounts I've mentioned and everything, but I've never managed to crack it, right? So I always wonder, how do you crack it? Because some people would say luck, right? And maybe there's an extent to that as well. But I feel like there's also other things that come into that factor too. I think the first one that comes to mind is hard work. And I suck at doing anything hardworking. Which, well, more or less trying to change that. Since, you know, there is something nice when, well, how do I want to say this? So, I guess, coming from me, let's say, there's definitely a satisfaction when you actually start something that was difficult and carried it until the end, right? And I thought the 90-day challenge I more or less did for myself, I thought that was, you know, a little difficult because it was more or less days where I was like, you know, I do not feel like doing this. And that's literally out of the fact that I do not know if I can actually draw. And it's not the, or maybe it is the, I don't know I can draw, I don't want to draw something that's bad. But it's also like, I also don't feel like, or not don't feel like, but I don't know what to draw. Because I'll literally, there'll be other days where I'm like, okay, yeah, I know I want to draw this. And I guess I don't want to draw something at random because I like the feeling of direction. I feel like that's it. Direction. So, it was definitely very, well, I don't want to put very hard because there's other things that's probably harder, but I definitely want to say it was very hard to wrap my mind around to keep consistently doing, because I feel like there's a difference between me in a direction doing something and me kind of doing it because I set myself into it, or I guess brute forcing it, but I don't know. It may sound bad when I say it like that, but it was probably a very good thing for me in a way, because you know, when you're procrastinating, you do it hard, right? So hell, I'm probably even doing that with the other thing right now. Like I said, I haven't done it in like 2 months, and that was like since I finished the 90-day challenge, and I feel like it definitely helped me get into things, because before that, completely, I just didn't think I could do it. As in, like, put the pencil to the paper, just start drawing. I didn't think I'd have that courage. In fact, I didn't think I would have this courage to even start a stream here. But you know, I'm more or less just think a little and just, I guess, wonder, when am I ever gonna do it? And if I literally say I don't know, that sounds like never to me in some cases. So I might as well do it now. And here we are. But yeah. So it's more or less, oh yeah, if it sounds like I spiral sometimes, yeah, I do that, and I probably forgot the point I was making. But just know that about me. But yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, when it comes to, I'm guessing I'm changing topic if I already forgot my own point. But when it comes to, you know, doing art, from what I've found, like I was saying, with direction or keeping on top of things, um, I feel like I would definitely put a lot more detail or emphasis, a lot more with something in mind that I definitely want to do. Whereas, I'm not saying I do the things that I don't have direction in. I only do it to a basic amount, but I definitely feel like add my own additions to it as well. But yeah, if that makes any sense. But you know, it's I feel like it was a nice time when I was doing it. But now I think it's time I start doing it digitally. Now I have no idea to start that though. I do not know how I'm gonna start that. But you know, I'll find a way. Always find a way. I guess the important thing is to just not let yourself slip away. Since you'll feel horrible not ever doing it. So, I mean, I guess, like, sure, take some time, figure out what it is, but don't take too long. Otherwise, it will hit hard that um, it's been how much time. And I guess that's what I want to talk about as well now. Time. It's kind of been getting crazy. How I think this is like in a perspective of getting older, right? So it just feels like any conversation. It's like bringing up the weather. It's like bringing up the weather, right? When you talk about time, because it truly does feel like the years does actually go by. I mean, where are we at? September, going into October, and it's pretty scary, I'll say, because like I mentioned before, I'm not a consistent person. I'm trying to turn that into I'm trying to turn myself to consistent by doing the hobbies that I have now. Since I do have a few more hobbies, but I don't know if I'm doing them correctly. But I am keeping on top of it. Although I don't necessarily think I don't know, because when it comes to, I guess, what I'm doing very consistently, I'm just kind of like, I feel like hopefully that was not what I think it was in my voice. I think it's more or less definitely if I'm in the right direction of doing it, but you know what? I'll find out. I think I'll find out. But yeah, like, time's been running off and I've been having ideas, right? for the channel and all that. Only something very brief every now and then. But if I'm just thinking all the time, and then I just look to the right on my screen, I'm just like, wow, it's already this month already. And then I probably just mentally brush it off, thinking, you know, I'll probably attempt it. Look again, it's already the next month again. So yeah, I definitely wanted to get something started, more or less, before the year was over. And hey, at least I got a stream out, right? So, but this chatting stream was definitely unexpected, because I was pondering in my head, you know what, I'll just chat while doing the art. But I was also like, you know what, I think if I want to okay, I have two answers that I want to say, and and it's like I was trying to say both. Let's start with the first one. I don't know if it will make sense chronologically, but I guess the first one would be, if this one makes any sense, is that if I want to do certain things, as in like I guess make it a thing, I have to make it a staple, I suppose. Now, chatting is not by any means my forte, but I'm hoping, and here's hoping, that I can make it a staple, right? And also get better at it because I'm doing it. So, I guess it's a form of practice in a way. And then, I guess the second answer would be... Oh, I'll think about that, because I think I more or less forgot. But, yeah. It's definitely another thing that I wanted to talk about, I guess, is streaming. Now, which I probably kept talking about a lot already, I know. Yeah. But this just popped up in my mind, which, you know what? It's probably best to talk about now as well. I think streaming is a brilliant way to learn new things. And maybe that's not like, maybe a lot of people have said this before, but doing this right now, like, I don't know if I would be able to, like, just, you know, walk outside the house and then just start talking to someone, and then the conversation just ends in like one sentence to a stranger. But, you know, here I'm just like talking whatever comes to mind. And yeah, I feel like it's streaming is definitely a good way, or just recording, I guess, simply with that too. I don't know. I guess it depends, but I feel like either of them probably maybe works. But I feel like streaming, when you're in the moment, it definitely emphasizes certain things. So, like, just imagine spending your time, but only with that, now you're showing it to anyone who may come across it, and anyone who may enjoy it. And, you know, whether someone sees it or not, I think it's still good for you in a sense where, like I said, I feel like this whole talking thing could turn out therapeutic. So I guess there's still a benefit to it, as long as you see it like that. I guess, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I feel like I could probably use my time best in streaming, practicing things, because usually I procrastinate a lot, and I want to get rid of it. And I feel like streaming is a very good combo. I say that, but we'll find out in my actions now, won't we? But yeah, I still think so. And this song stuff is really glitchy. Never thought I would have a lot of problems with that. But yeah, I feel like it's suddenly very different because I don't know, doing things I guess by yourself could either turn out to be like, sure, you want to learn those things, you want to watch those things or do certain things, but at the same time you're just like, I don't know, maybe some other time, or I don't know if I can keep on it, because I guess with me it's like the entertainment factor, which might sound kind of strange, because, well, you want to do this, right? Yeah, I want to do this, but also don't know. I don't know if it's a mental block or anything, but I also don't know why it's hard for me to get into it, because it's like that weird part with beginning, I guess. Trying to begin something. I guess when you're in the middle of it, once you actually like got the groove on, I think that's where it's like you're golden. If like you're already in the zone, and then at least there time runs off, and you've at least done something for the day, something that you felt, yeah, that was nice, and then hoping that you go into it again, which, you know, that's, I guess that's where I got the mindset of doing the whole 90-day thing, was to make sure I do it. But yeah, I mean, it's been very lovely, I'll say the least. Because I guess at the start, I was just, doing what any person would do in the beginning, just like practice drawing. And then when I started doing characters and all that stuff, like drawing the characters that I've seen or liked and stuff like that, it was nice to do, but I definitely do want to get better at it. Because sometimes I think maybe it looks okay, but then other times I'm like, not exactly sure. And I don't know where to find the balance of like not trying to, because it's one thing to like say, oh, this is really good, yeah, surely this is the next Picasso. And then it's one thing to just also go on the other end of the spectrum saying, nah, this ain't it, I just can't do it, I just can't do it. Because I feel like if you go on either one of the extremes, you might be finished. Because one is basically so much ego, and the other is like no ego at all. And the problem with both is that you might stunt your growth by literally thinking, oh yes, nothing is wrong with my whatever I make, right? But being negative about it is like, you might just not want to do it again because you just don't feel like you're improving. You just don't feel like is anything going around with it. So it's definitely a weird balance you probably have to keep, and it's probably a lot harder to keep a positive mindset if you just, just don't see it, and if you don't have, I guess, other opinions. But if you do, then that's pretty good as well. Usually, I don't know, when it comes to like third person opinions, I should say, yeah. Otherwise, it just sounds like I'm talking about the third person. The third person's opinion only matters, not the first and the second person. But anyway, the third person opinion. I'm not sure everyone can get, I guess, unless if you go on like something like Reddit or something like that. But yeah, I guess even though I can get third person opinions, for some reason I try to. I guess this is the bad thing about me. I try to do things all by myself, which I guess there's a reason for that, and or at least the most possible reason I, can think at least on my feet right now is, I just want to get better at things. I just want to pick up something and then learn it, do well at it, and maybe turn it into something meaningful. Something that, I could enjoy doing, and, just hope something flourishes. Doing something that I can actually feel good about. I think that's it. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been an hour now, so yeah, I don't know if I'll stop the stream just yet, but I'll keep going as long as, well, not as long as possible, of course, but more so, just whatever comes to mind, I suppose, which I don't have anything in mind now, but, I'll still, like, take my time and just, give a think about, even if it's, stalling for time a little bit and all that, because I don't want to turn off the stream and then be like, oh, now I got this to talk about. But yeah, it's still very nice though to just sit, talk like this, because I don't talk very often, and I definitely don't talk what comes to mind. I'm usually like in situational conversations, usually. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's literally next going forward, but I hope it's a good one, in the sense that I can remain consistent and maybe get some of us around here and find out about each other's, maybe not personal lives, but what we like and what we want to pursue and all that stuff. Because I mean, I feel like what I'm about to say is pretty obvious and all of that, but I feel like, sure, a streamer is trying to entertain, right? But I feel like, in a way, the chat also makes a stream. I think, in a way, a chat is entertainment themselves without them knowing it. Because I don't know. This is where I think we're like, yeah, not everyone wants to be streamers, but I feel like everyone has a streamer in them. Like, I feel like everyone has an entertainment factor to them. And it's probably like they either don't know it, or they don't see it that way, or they just don't really want to, you know, pursue it, which is fine. And, you know, if you ever feel like that, you know, I mean, this is coming from me, right? Where it's not like I have any growth or anything, but I'll still say it nonetheless, even if this whole stream is not really, you know, going anywhere in terms of like who it goes to, but you know, I'll still say this. If you feel like starting up your own thing, but just think you think you've, like, you know, I guess a little too hard about whether you can do it or not, I'd say the same advice as everyone. I said that very weirdly. Same advice as everyone would probably say is, you know, just not only try it, but also, like, I guess get locked in, right? get locked in, because I think I'm starting to learn new things on how to, I guess, do videos, but because the way how I do videos now in comparison to my past accounts before is that I definitely did not start off doing commentaries in, I don't know how to describe this, because I've always, wow, my voice there, I'm very sorry. I've always talked a lot on videos, right, and streams in the past, but what made it a little different here, I suppose, or even editing, I guess, was that I had to make a script for what I was about to say. I mean, that sounds like the very usual, maybe YouTube thing to do. But I did not, or at least I didn't think about it was gonna be this lengthy, because, wow, there's a lot of words to say in a lot of my scripts, and the current video, a lot of words. It took about an hour something just to get good enough lines, because I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if I'm have the microphone set up correctly even now, even though I try to. I literally keep fumbling around with it, but I'm hoping that anything that's like I'm basically recording audio wise is at least getting better, because I realize, like, whenever I talk, it just sounds muffled and just sounds like I'm not saying the word correctly. Okay, sometimes I do mispronounce while going through the script, but you know, re-record. But there's sometimes where I literally have to re-record because the microphone doesn't pick it up well, because I just don't know how to set it right, even though I use tutorials. But it's still like, wow, this is a this is a lot. And it was also I think even more difficult when I suddenly got lightheaded during that session. Because I was definitely on like no sleep, because it was something I literally did in a day, because I was like, you know what, this is the only time I'll have for it. I'll what I'll do is what was it? I'll get all the script done, right? Get it all done so I can record it instantly after I've finished it. And it was a bad idea when not like doing it on sleep, because I think near the end of it I was like literally like, oh my, I'm seriously almost passing out here. So yeah, it was definitely not a great way to handle it, but it was still good getting it done. So you know what? That's fine with me. I still need to get it into a video. I still need to do that. But, you know, I'll get the audio stuff out of the way, at least, because, or at least I got it in order. All I need to do is just match it up visually. And that's the big problem I'm just having right now, is just visual video context that goes with what I'm saying, which didn't really matter as much in my videos that I've done so far, because I could be talking about something, and when I do mention something specific, I can just show that visual context. But I think the way how I've scripted it this time, and how I've made, you know, some things just a bit too real time, I guess. It's definitely like, okay, I don't want to just put this simple clip on for the sake of it. So I do want to, you know, put some more effort into like how I do my videos and all that, because in the past I would probably just like, you know, cut things together and then just see if it works and then just upload it. But I don't want to, well, do that with this new direction and new channel and all that stuff. And like I said, I'm trying to more or less go in a change of direction, do things that I want to do, and keep, well, my nose to that. Because I don't know, I feel like in the past I couldn't do that, because more or less how I named everything and how I've, you know, basically put my content around formed. Like, I've literally like locked myself in that circle, and I was kind of like, you know, I don't really want to do this all the time. I don't think I could, you know, just suddenly change, or at least change in like, because I feel like it's weird, because I feel as if, let's say in a viewer sense, imagine the person you're watching suddenly just like disappeared, but they didn't really, they just renamed everything, changed everything, and you don't know who this person is. So I thought, you know what, if I'm basically gonna make a change, I might as well, you know, make a new start on everything. And it's, you know, at least on my perspective as well, I feel like it's probably best to do that in terms of getting things started, because I think I've more or less, you know, did certain things that I don't do a lot anymore, and that would be knowing how to do certain streamer things. And starting anew would be perfect in the sense that I can relearn it and get back into it. Because right now, I probably mentioned this minutes ago, there could be a, you know, I don't want to I don't want to put so much things on screen or whatever, but there could be something better than, you know, what's currently on screen now. But, you know, I'm working with what I got, going with, you know, what I'm more or less just letting the wind take me and see where I land on it. Now, that was a lengthy one, huh? I think. But, yeah. I could certainly do with some food, but I don't know. I guess if it gets too bad, then I'll just end stream, since I don't know, I wanna treat my content and anything a bit more differently than I used to. So I'm still wondering what I want to do on stream and what I don't want to do on stream as well, or just essentially on video as well, since I think when I'm doing the timing in videos, like the timing in Kurana, playing through that, I kind of don't want to be too loud. I don't want to be like, cause I want, what I want is like a different vibe to what I want to do, more or less. So with the timing videos, I kind of want to be, you know, a little bit more chilled back and everything, just going through the game and just, you know, doing my pseudo voice acting, which I'm not a voice actor by any means. But you know, I thought it was better than just reading monotonely, which hopefully it doesn't sound too monotone when I'm going through the game. Sure, it may sound unbearable when I do it and all that stuff, since I have no professionalism on voice acting whatsoever. But I still feel like it's way better than me just going, and this happened, that happened, and yes, and yeah, because you know, at least, because this is where it was kind of difficult to me to just know, you know, what do I want to do with something like that, with timing in Kurana, or just anything I'm going to be playing through. Because yes, I said I don't really want to do games on stream, and it's not like I'd also do certain games on this stream, because some of them are a bit, you know, there's a reason why they're in videos instead. So yeah, what was I saying, or what was the point I'm trying to make, I guess, with the whole, like, trying to balance myself out with trying to get a chill vibe to the video and also not trying to be monotone, is basically where my head's at with Kurana at the moment. Don't know if they'll launch onto other games I would upload, and I do think about uploading like other games such as similar to Kurana in nature, but way shorter games, because I think Kurana's or timing and visual novels are in general just longer. I think very long visual novels, and I think visual novels are long to begin with, right? So, and I'm not really, like, you know, this will sound very redundant or very weird as to why am I doing this with visual novels, because I'll say this truthfully, I'm not really a visual novel person, but why am I playing a visual novel game? And it's just literally wanting to get into the series, because, you know, I've looked at timing and designs and I'm just like, damn, that's cool. And then I looked at the timing and stuff, holy. It's certainly something. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They certainly know what they're doing. Okay. They certainly know what they're doing. And you know, so far, like the closest I've been into the timing and so far is, I guess, action timing, but the problem with that is, like, I actually played that. I think I played that since launch, right? Not the global one, but the Japanese side. And the thing is, it got old real quick, because content was more or less, you know, I thought it was going, pretty slow. So I more or less just quit. And then I don't know when the Japanese servers shut down, or they basically merged it in with the global action timing now. But I know that it shut down because there was something I found that that more or less was saying, hey, if you have an account in the Japanese side, it'd be best to do this and that so it can merge into global, which I didn't do because I was like, you know what, I don't know if I'll get back into the game. And then suddenly, I remember getting back into it by the second anniversary of the global version, and I was like, you know what? Okay, there's more content this time. Maybe I should get back into it. I still don't follow the story. I probably should when it comes to that. But usually in gacha games, I don't think people do. Because I think that's the last thing, man. I think that's the last thing people focus on. And then when I went to, basically lock in the whole game, I've kind of got to this point where it's like, ooh, have I completed all that I set out to do again? Or is there not enough content again? Or is it, well, is it the amalgamation of the two? Because there's literally some days where I just want to forget about the game, but I don't, because I go in for dailies. I'm that locked in for dailies, because believe it or not, if you hit certain milestones, sure, they might not be worth it for the amount of time you have to put it into, but if you're mostly free to play, it's kind of like, which I'm definitely not completely free to play, but I don't just like completely splurge out my money and everything, because I don't know, the monetization is definitely like makes me question, like, I don't know if this is worth the price, I don't know about this, it's not me. No, it's not you, it's me, I guess, maybe. But I don't know. My monetization is a bit shifty, so I'll only buy. It depends when I buy something, because the way how Action Terminal does it is very weird with what they offer you if you're gonna be paying for anything. Because sometimes they'll give you a costume, right, that you want, but there's also nothing that is worth buying, like, additionally within it. All it is the costume, and then it's either good items or items that at least I just don't find myself, like, struggle in finding through just playing the game. or at this point, I'm just automatically playing the game through. I don't know what they're called, literally, but you could basically just get a few sessions down without actually having to play the game, and they're like folder type things. But it's long story short, I'm the only time I'm literally putting playtime into the game is when a new event drops, and then, or if I just run out of these skips, let's say, or whenever events drops, you have to literally play, the game until you can start skipping. Those are the only times you'd actually find yourself playing. Because I feel like the game should dabble a bit in multiplayer as well, because they have a form of it, but it's not like a real thing. Because there's, what is it? Battle Arena, right? There's Battle Arena. However, the problem with that is that it's you don't control it, and sure, the person you're playing against is real per se, but it's literally like two NPCs really. You're just watching. The only thing you're technically playing is whether you launch off your support character or not, which is just a press of a button. So it's technically not a multiplayer in a way. So I don't know. But dialing back to the monetization point, yeah, the problem with that is it's either material, you get given certain materials, right? And then those materials, if I don't have a struggle, okay, sure, it's different for everyone, right? But I highly doubt non-rare materials are what people are struggling with. And if you're a new player, I still think you're not gonna, well, struggle anyway, because one, I think you still want to play more of the game before spending money into it, and two, if you do spend money into it, I think that's not exactly what you'll be grinding, even when like you need to upgrade your character and stuff like that. Because sometimes they're putting like some good things as well, like things for gacha, but when it comes to like something that is just materials, and the materials aren't something we would use, or we would just get from runs anyways, it kind of puts you into a perspective where you think, do I want to like put my wallet to this? Because the only logic in mind, I suppose, now is, if you want to spend it, is this the character I want to spend on? Is this like my main, or is this costume just absolutely so good that I have to get it, that I have to make myself broke for, or not? It's basically one of those things, because I don't know, I feel like it could be done a lot better. But action timing is something when it comes to certain decision makings, but you know. But yeah, and I'll try and not talk about timing too much, since I feel like I've been discussing that a bit too long now. So I guess when it comes to what goes on now, I mean, I don't know, I haven't been, like, the anime I've been covering, right? The other side, if you will. I haven't been seeing anything that strikes my eye too much, and I don't want to always talk about that stuff as well, in the sense of, or at least how, when I make like the scripts for them, right? I've realized like a pattern very quickly that I don't want to do, but definitely don't want to do how many videos for it, only to realize, ooh, they kind of, I'm kind of saying the same thing. It's kind of been formed the same way, so it's kind of like, once you've seen one, you've seen them all type of thing. So it's not like I'm gonna stop doing that content, but I definitely have to like think more of a reason or purpose of what the video is about this time around. And I definitely want to start doing shorts a bit more, but on the manga side. Because yeah, I mean, and doing the anime shorts is like, you know, probably good, but I want to try the manga side as well. But one, I don't know how to, well, formulate it really, because there's certain panels I have to think about including, or maybe keeping out, so to speak. And then there's like, how will it look visually? Because I imagine people who watch shorts, like, I watch shorts as well, but it's not my main thing, because I think there's people that generally watch shorts, right, more than actual videos, so it's more about, you know, maybe like I should tap into that if that's the case. And you know, people are busy these days, so because I'll be honest, I'm not really a shorts person. I think it's like, the way how I think about it is that it's neat, but not something I would consider major. Not something that I would pretty much put my energy to, but also at the same time, I feel like it's perfect for when you're just out and about, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's on the go sort of thing, or if you're like just lying in bed and just like, you know what, we'll see some. I don't watch shorts too often. I'm still, even still in those moments, I'm still like a person that watches videos a bit more, or streams. But lately I haven't been watching a lot of streams, but yeah. I mean, I guess I'll find out what I'll do with the short spot. I think I'll figure something out. But wow, it's certainly something, because I don't know. I definitely don't know if I should just like make individual ones, like individual shorts for YouTube and TikTok or something, but I also feel like that's, as one person, that might not be good, especially if I'm doing other videos as well and then throw streaming on top of it. So I probably have to like just think and make certain decisions that I'll just have to come down to it if I want certain things done. So, yeah, I'll find out soon enough. But, yeah, I mean, you know what? I'll find out in time. So, I guess the next few things would be like, you know, I guess we'll go back to social media again because I kind of want to talk about this. Now, I don't know. Okay, so I think, you know, most has used YouTube at this point, and I think I've gotten enough experience, well, enough years down to know at least a little bit about, or at least, I don't know. I feel like I know YouTube and Twitch to a sense. Like, I think even though I haven't cracked it, right? I think I at least have like a circle of what to do, like a few list of things to do. And give me a moment. Turns out my device is about to die. Just give me a second. Alright, so while I'm struggling to put this on, yeah, like I was saying, yeah, I feel like I have an idea of what to do, but when it comes to like something like TikTok or Twitter, for example, I get a little lost, you know, especially on Twitter, because I don't even know what you can use Twitter for. Because not what you can use Twitter for, but more or less how to use it. How do you go about basically doing it, right? Because I feel like that one is probably beneficial in terms of like maybe, oh, that might sound loud. In terms of maybe like what? Maybe outreaching is the best word, I think. Outreaching to other people. But I think can you just like suddenly post and then there you go, someone will see that? I don't know if you have to do something more specific. Give me a second. Okay, I think we're fine here. So yeah, as I was saying, I don't know if I would have to do something more specific, because I don't know if using hashtags and all that stuff is like crucial or something. And I don't know. Like, there's a lot of magic you gotta do that I'm starting to like, you know, not if I say figure it out, it may sound like I've figured it out, but that's not what I mean. because I still think I'm still figuring things out. So I guess, would learning about be the best word? Because there are some things where I'm just like, wow, I did not know uh, I should be doing this. I did not know I could be doing this. And, you know, it's good to see that some of the things, even though however small, has been a little different. But when it comes to the streaming thing, I feel like this one now I don't exactly know how to like do differently. Other than the things that I'm doing differently now, which is just the talking thing, right? The just chatting. But I probably should, like, you know, see what else I can learn, or what my other questions are that pop up in my head, I guess, at certain times. But, you know, I'll probably figure it out. Hopefully, as I usually would like to think. But, yeah. It's been really nice, honestly. Just, you know, put on a stream like this and then just let the minutes go by. So, yeah, I don't know if I have anything else. Maybe that's all? I'm definitely curious if I do this the next time, how it's gonna turn out, because what if I said that's all of me, right? Like, did I just say everything and then now I just don't have anything to talk about, like next stream or something if I do this again? Because I think the next stream, if I do a chatting, right? I don't know if I'll do it instantly the next stream, or if I'll just like get straight into doing art, or have it as a staple every stream. But I definitely do want to make it a staple at some times. But I don't know. Maybe I'll find something to talk about still, and you know, maybe with learning new things it's probably easier too. And yeah, hopefully things will just more or less go okay if I at least put some effort to it. But you know, it's definitely something that I actually managed to do this. Because believe it or not, I don't know if I've been saying this completely, or maybe I haven't emphasized this enough. I almost did not start. I was gonna start yesterday, but I didn't do so because, like I said, the time wasn't there. But today, there was time, full enough time, even after the setup and all that stuff, and yet still, I had that mental block. I was still thinking, I don't know. Like, sure, maybe there isn't anyone there, maybe there is someone there, but it's still very hard to do anyways. Still not like I could just... Because I think how I'm thinking about it is just hoping not to make a fool of myself or anything, I guess, or say something more or less embarrassing, or just anything that... I mean, I'm guess trying to say that I'm trying to show off, you know, I'm also chill side more than like a nervous wreck side, I guess. Because I don't know how to really put it into words on how I want to say it, but when I was like setting things up, I was like, okay, I think everything's good to go now, and now it's time to start a stream. And then I was like, oh, can I really do that? Is that something I can do? Because I think I did spend a few minutes before starting just thinking, oh man, this is a lot of an effort. I wonder why. Like I got everything ready, so what's holding me back? What's the problem? And all I have is assumption of problems, but I don't necessarily think I really know why. Because I've streamed before, right? But why is this different? Why is now different? And I guess I don't know if it's the fact that, you know, whether someone or no one would be there, or doing something like this, just talking, might not know how to do it, something like that, where I just don't want to, you know, find a stream just go all quiet and then I'm just suddenly not saying anything, and I guess that could be another assumption as well. You know, I guess just like a bunch of words like, maybe anyone else would have just starting this. And I don't know, it's definitely so weird to actually like click that button and then suddenly here we are. We're just in it. And yeah, I like that I clicked that button. Green button good is what I'll say. But yeah. Well, unless I've already run out of things to say now. But yeah, I don't know if it'll disappear or not, because who knows if like by next stream or by the time I want to stream again, I'm already just in that same moment again, where I'm just like, do I really want to start the stream? Do I really want to do this? Am I really ready for this? Like, I have a lot of struggle of doing that for some reason. But yeah. But, you know, as I probably keep saying in the stream, just keep always trying. Because it's a lot better than not actually getting something done. And hey, one quote that I probably won't get correct word for word is that, I don't know, if you let yourself down or, you know, straight up failed, I'll say this: you can still get back up, since I feel like that moment is something that can probably be a moment where you define yourself, and you could probably push yourself forward and maybe to a direction where you never thought possible, and forces you to literally lock in to make the right choices. No matter what the cost. And if you can get that quote, even though it wasn't like one-to-one with how the quote actually goes, then hey, all I'll say is you're a real one if you recognize that quote. You don't have to, but you'll definitely know what I'm into if uh if you suddenly just have like a vibe of where that quote's from. But either way, yeah. And I guess what I mean by that is by that quote is literally just, you know, you use that. I don't know the first word of what I want to say is. I know the other word what I want to say is. I'll say this. If you failed, use that failure and try and like get back up, right? But let's say for example the wasn't still trying to figure out. Let's say you haven't failed, but you just want to get into it, right? But you still just having that trouble. I still think, you know what? Just head into it, march on in, and it probably leads back into the failed part. And if you failed, don't like, sure, feel what you want to feel, right? And it didn't work out too well and all that stuff. But I'd say try and get back up, try and ponder what didn't work, and see what else you think could work. And, you know, I guess do some research on certain things. And then I think something should happen. Something should grow. Something should arise. At least I think so. But, you know what? I'll try and prove that myself. Since I think this whole channel that I started is literally like kind of I guess a reason like why I'm here, like starting again, trying to, you know, really bring something to the table, really do something. But yeah, I think maybe I'll leave it there. But I would talk about all my socials since that's usually the thing to do, but I just haven't set them up yet properly. Don't know how to exactly set them up or where I'm going with them, but I'm definitely like thinking, you know, see what happens with YouTube, see what happens with Twitch, see what happens with something like Twitter, TikTok. I think there's Instagram as well. I don't know about Kick because how I'm streaming right now is only able to stream on 2 platforms for now. So I thought, okay, if I'm only able to stream on 2 things, it would just be YouTube and Twitch, because I feel like those are the main ones. And thankfully, Twitch allows two-way streaming. Since it's all about trying to, at least I think it can be all about trying to get to as many people as possible. Because there's some people that usually just don't like use a certain platform, which from my perspective, I always thought, really, huh? But then I thought about it very simply that wait, I don't use Twitter very often, so yeah, it could very well be the case like that. But the thing is, Twitch and YouTube, I feel like YouTube has videos, live stream, shorts, basically even posts, like I think it's community posts or something, which is essentially as I guess everything that all the other sites excel at. So I guess YouTube's that. What's the saying? Jack of all trades, but mastery at none. Whereas the other sides are a mastery at something. But yeah, I don't use Twitter or TikTok or Instagram or anything like that. But I'm only changing that notion only for, you know, just growing. Really, I don't know if I'll actually use it for my own personal use though. Since, like I said, I'm not really a shorts person. I'm not really a person that types things either. As in, like, Twitter, for example. Because I just don't know what you can even talk about, at least. And I also don't know how to post on it in a way where, you know, it gains traction and all of that. But I do think it will probably, you know, may be able to turn Twitter into something with, you know, with the art direction. But I guess when it comes to TikTok, I'm not exactly sure. But like I said, it's probably just gonna be if I'm sure on making the decision that making whatever YouTube shorts I'm making, I'll just put on TikTok anyways. Then I guess we'll leave it at that, right? And I've never been on Instagram before, so I do not know what to expect or what's on there, or, you know, how the circle is. So that one I'll have to learn as I go. But I was also thinking some other social media sites as well, but at the same time, you know, one, I don't remember them. Two, if I don't remember them, is it a good idea for me to still, like, you know, going in and doing it? But I don't know. I'll figure it out though. There was something else I wanted to say, but now I forgot. Yeah. Well, either way, I'm sure, like, you know, probably said a lot, and I'll just chill out for a bit. Maybe, I don't know, because I've already said, I guess, the direction of my channel and all that stuff. And in terms of, like, I don't know how YouTube is gonna, because I know with Twitch, the VOD will be gone in like 7 days, I believe. So, you know, I'll just keep. I don't know if YouTube will keep the VOD or if I would have to upload this VOD, but I'll find out. I'll find that out after the stream. But yeah, this certainly has been an experience, a new experience for me, because I didn't think, you know, I could keep this going. I thought, you know, I would just be like, which I'm still doing, I guess, but I never thought I would actually be saying full-on sentences. Now, I don't know if the conversations are interesting by any means, but, you know, I'm just kind of glad that I'm actually, at least, you know, able to talk for just a couple hours and maybe turn it into a somewhat regular thing. And yeah, so yeah, I guess this was really just peaceful in a way. Just, I think that's what I feel. It's very peaceful. In fact, I feel like just like the atmosphere that I'm feeling now is something that I strangely haven't felt for a while, and it's just literally sitting down and just like being in the moment. Because I guess I don't think I have ADHD or anything like that. This at least I don't think so. But I'll certainly say this: I always feel like I need to do something, for whatever reason. Like I said that I procrastinate, right? Which I do, but I basically procrastinate, well, gaming mostly. So so I'm at least doing something. Cause I'll say this, um, I like games so much as any other person, so much that to the point where uh, I I don't know if I can watch movies. Like it, I need to like do something that I literally just because I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD, and I don't know if there's like ways you can tell, but I truly don't believe it's ADHD. I just think maybe it's you know I'm just more of an interactive person, I guess, when it comes to things. Because it could be a movie that maybe I like or familiar with the title or something, but I still just like I don't know because it's the same problem. It's not even just movies, but it's the same problem with uh, anime, right? Like I actually have not watched anime for a few years, and that's solely because I just I just feel like I just can't sit down and watch something, and I don't know what that says about me, but I rather read. I rather read manga, basically, or I've also been reading like webtoons as well, which, by the way, I feel like that's like the new manga for me as well. Because yeah, I do read Japanese manga every now and then. Lately, I haven't been doing so now because the things I read usually don't like get posted often because it's not like one of the bigger animes or mangas. Unfortunately, in my case, so usually like uh you know niche stuff is like not posted as often, so I could just literally be going months without reading any manga because the stuff I really want to read is not really there as of yet. But webtoons, as you know, I feel like I call it like I don't know how do I call it the new manga for me in the sense where it's like I feel it's a fresh breath of air. Don't know if I said that right, but you get what I mean, right? Where the webtoons on there, yeah, webtoons, uh, which most I think seemingly Korean artists are usually on there, and I feel like their art direction is just so impeccable. Honestly, I love it so much. It's like it, they know how to make designs. Like the designs just look so good. Like it's either the hair on a character or it's either the clothes that's for some reason so striking. Whereas, you know, I don't really think too often in Japanese manga. Because usually in Japanese manga, I just find myself end up reading, but sometimes I'm literally like, reading a Korean manga, just thinking, damn, that 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 is that is a good design, and I don't know I don't know how they do it. Like, it's absolutely crazy to me. But yeah, I think the only setback with it is that, well, it's like a blessing and a curse, right? It's like every week you have to more or less wait on a new episode, and even like, because it's basically content that's rolling in very consistently. So what's not to like about that? But you also have to like wait on uh either, you know it's normal to wait on things because they're doing it as they go, I think. If I'm not I'm not exactly too sure, but hey, they're basically like, storming through it, just doing it as they go, because it's pretty brutal. And then I guess a little bit of the curse things would be the coin system, which I understand why it's there. They need to monetize somehow and all that stuff. So it's just some things that'll just be there. And it's like all the things I want to read, I read them all. So now I'm just like, great, now I need to find something new. And the things I found myself in this same rut again, like with the Japanese manga. I find something that I like, and then suddenly there's not a lot of it. And in Webtoon's case, that's because it just began. And I'm just like, come on, why am I always in this curse? I'm always in this curse. But yeah, it's like super interesting, like stories, design, and I never thought, because if I were to look at the stuff, if I were to look at the genres or look at the list of what I've mostly seemed to read, I seem to be looking at things that are related to isekai, which I don't know. I feel like I'm not really an isekai person. At least when I was watching anime or stuff like that. But for some reason webtoons know how to do it. Well, not saying that Japanese anime doesn't know how to do it, but I guess it's I actually don't know what draws me into Korean isekais, because the way how they usually start off is that you play as the protagonist plays as a character that's in a certain book or show, and I guess that's it, because usually isekai in Japanese animes, if I'm not mistaken, majority of them are gonna be something like a character has unfortunately perished in their own world, and now they're going into a new world and they're on an adventure. And then I don't know how isekais end these days, but I know that, at least I think back in all the times of anime, they used to just like ponder a question whether you want to go back to your own world or not, right? But I think these days it's like they're just in that world from now on, and I don't think they ever like. Maybe they'll touch upon like whether they'll see a moment with the protagonist pondering whether they want to go back to the world or not, like at the beginning. But as soon as like the anime is locked in and all that stuff. It's just like usually they're already a part of that world. Whereas Korean mangas, I mean, so far I have not seen a Korean manga that ends on webtoons, at least. So far. But so far the experience is that character perishes in their own world, unfortunately, and then they end up in a new world. And then I guess what's different is that instead of them being their own person, they're literally in like a play of some sort, and they have to work out how to get out of certain plot lines that happens. And that would be something like villain characters where they meet their demise because of their decisions. And sometimes I've seen Korean mangas basically force the character to still do those events. Not directly still do those events, but more or less push them into those situations, and somehow the character has to like think how to divert the situation into a different kind of way, because it's like there's this one Korean manga where this protagonist, since she plays as a villain and all that, she literally like she wants to alter something, right? And that would be like a specific moment where it probably defines the reputation of the character. But she can't necessarily, well, change it by her own decision, because for some reason, like, her body, or not her body, but like, let's say she wants to clear herself or of a wrongdoing that wasn't her fault or anything. Let's say she tries to speak up about that. For some reason, she'll literally just can't speak at all. Like an unknown force is like stopping her doing that. So it's either something like that, or in I guess another Korean manga, the same situation still plays out at certain times, even though the character thought they did enough to change it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought, or at least I think right now, Korean mangas are certainly very interesting. I don't think I've seen any Korean animes though. Although I don't know if they would be different or not, and I don't know where I would go and watch them, stuff like that. But yeah, it's been definitely a great experience going through them. It's just a shame that I more or less stopped. I haven't stopped going on webtoons. It's just I'm only reading one thing, and that one thing right now I'm reading is I'll probably just stop reading as soon as all the content's basically just done there, because that's more or less why I'm just getting off webtoons. Not because of disinterest or anything, but because all the stuff that goes on there that I'm reading that slaps, I can't read them week to week. I like to read them as like I think binge, right? I think that's it. And I just think, you know what if I disappear for a few months and then just see what happens? Because, you know, the artists do need their breaks, as well as the rest of the team that makes these, you know, productions. So, because I'm pretty sure it's like they are literally like basically end to end of the week always trying to get it done and all that stuff. So it's pretty crazy. So I'm thinking, you know, put like webtoons down for a lot of months and hopefully see some episodes pile up, and then I could just binge read it, and then having the time of my life doing so. Because I really do like Korean mangas lately. So it's like a new magic I found. It's like the same magic I found for uh, Japanese anime. I think because it's that new feeling that really, you know, gets it going. Whereas, not to say that Japanese manga or anime are like, you know, what's the best word? Uninteresting or anything like that. But once you've seen, like, you know, most of it throughout the years that you're familiar with it, you can get a certain like frame of how certain things are gonna go and all that stuff. And I think the only animes that or mangas that end up being different are the ones that kind of try to shy away from certain tropes, I guess. But I wouldn't know about that since I don't even know what the. I only know what the, like, maybe one or a few titles that may be popular anime now, but I definitely don't know a lot of them these days to know where anime is really at completely, but it probably wouldn't be bad to assume that, you know, I'm sure I probably know what it kind of looks like when watching a few episodes of it. However, you know, I'm sure it's fine. Like, hey, what one thing I say, if you there's a reason why we watch this stuff, and it's because we like it, or we read it because, you know, we just like chilling, and we like these medias and all that stuff. Even if we become too familiar with it, we still like it to a certain degree. It's just, you know, if they start becoming samey in some sort of ways, it's like, you know, we still want something that's a little new, something that takes over. But I think I'll just end off here. And yeah, I think this has been a really good stream, at least for me personally, because I felt it took me a while to feel comfortable, and now I feel nice. I feel like, you know, I've actually done something new and achieved it in a way, and now I want to see if I can keep at it, but I also want to, well, do more new things. So I guess what I'll do is find out the next time when I'm streaming what I'm gonna do, and yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now. And if you're watching this, well, I don't know if you would be watching this as a VOD on Twitch or as a VOD video on YouTube, but hey, consider following on Twitch or subscribing on YouTube, and I would happily be able to see you again. And yeah, why not? Free, right? So, I think that's more or less it for me, and yeah, today has been fun. Today's been nice. And maybe I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, this has been Lakashi Zuegemo, or Zuegemo Lakashi. And signing off. See you later. Hopefully with another stream or a video. We'll see.